Oh no! The fact that he's just trying to smile and he looks like a demon. He just won because he doesn't want to get covered in feces. Yo, that might be the most insane way to win a battle. The fact that we could probably all agree this is the most shitty episode we've watched this year. Because this man's out here fighting with a plunger covered in the feces of who knows what. Might be the greatest thing I've watched this season. Make sure to drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here on Patreon so you catch my full live reaction. So we had to wait a week, not because of production issues, don't worry. I forget what it was either some sort of election or sporting event. Something took up the slot on TV, and thus we had to wait an extra week. The wait was worth it. I truthfully thought this was going to be a slow episode. This was going to be an establishing episode. Maybe introduce us to a character or two. You know, like, just take it slow. Nah. Like, they took it slow at first, but they gave no shits. No pun intended. So, we get introduced to a new character, Zanka, and the fact that in those moments of just pure outrage of like, bro, why are you smiling at me like that? Enoske came out. It wasn't until the screaming that I recognized. I was like, I recognize the VA, but I was like, who? I was like, this is Inoske's voice actor, isn't it? And the moments of just pure rage, why are you smiling like that? It was just glorious. I loved it because this man's out here trying to remember his dad's words. You know, learn to smile, it really helps. And he's like, yeah, I get that because this man looked like a completely different person. Smiling really does work. Nightmare fuel. Okay, maybe a little less. It's just, poor bastard, man. Poor bastard. But I love the idea that their entire interaction is such a curveball. So he steals this man's stick because he's trying to collect the cat who stole his money, right? This man should understand that's not cool because how would he feel if his gloves got stolen, right? Like, he'd be very upset. He's like, oh, it's just a stupid stick. He comes around, thankfully, but this man's like, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you. I'm your trainer. You're gonna have a rough attitude. I'll make sure I give you rough training. And once it's like, oh, this was a misunderstanding? Oh shit, bro, I'm Zanka, how are you? Oh, Rudo, nice to meet you. Just immediate tonal shift, and it was hilarious. And I thought that's where I was gonna end. I was like, okay, this guy's not who I expected. And then just the beatdown. See, I thought he picked up a metal pipe. Because they don't show you the plunger end until the punchline of the joke. So we're out here, right? We're fighting, we're kicking ass. And see, when he does like he like touches, I was like, oh man, like what is it? Like, did he get some gunk from the surface on him and he's like realizing this? No, it was shit. We defeated a man with shit. The fact too, my boy Engine's just laughing his ass off. This is about to be the greatest group of characters to follow this year. It's seemingly a very large group of characters if that silhouette's anything to go off of, but holy hell was that glorious. So, I was wrong, but I was also kind of right. But I was wrong, because my assumption was, at the end of episode 2, was that because what we know about Rudo as a character was that he doesn't view things as trash, right? Like, he broke into rich bitches' homes to steal their trash. So my assumption was he could turn anything that he wants into a weapon, right? Which, based on what they were explaining in the second episode, basically people have an object, and that object allows you to do some magical shenanigans. A lot of people said no, it was his gloves. Turns out, yeah, you're right, it was his gloves, which makes sense. The gloves were important, it was given to him by his father figure, and those things help hide up his hands, right? But the thing is I wasn't completely wrong either. I just missed the obvious, like, it's almost like a wand. Like, he uses his gloves in order to use his ability, but his ability lets him touch anything and turn it into a weapon, which seemingly no one else can do. Or if they can, it's probably very few, because as we saw, whether it's an umbrella, whether it's a staff, those are the things that are used as a weapon. It's not like you use that to then use it. No, like, only Rudo, from what we've seen so far, can do that. Which obviously makes him kind of an anomaly in this world and very valuable, but I think what's great is it doesn't currently feel like this group is going to be using him just because, oh, he's special with power. It's more about people like us, we stick together. This world does suck. We seemingly have good-looking burgers, at least. There's so much to explore, and since he's kind of lost everything, and who he thought he could trust, he no longer can. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to take him a bit to get to the surface. And the fact that Engine as a character didn't lie. He's like, I don't know how to get back up there. He could have easily bullshitted for years, being like, yeah, don't worry, we gotta get to this. Oh no, they pushed. No, he's just like, actually, I have no idea. Good luck if you want, but you can come with us. I really appreciate that, I really do. So, there's going to be trolling, there's going to be hostility, but at the end of the day, it does feel like a group of misfits that are going to be very fun to follow. The girl at the end, the fact that she's like playing with his hair, like, oh, did he dye this? This is so healthy. My boy's like probably thinking of some birds and the bees talks he had with Daddy Dearest before he died about what it means if a girl plays with your hair. He doesn't even know how to respond, and it's glorious. But man, is this a beautiful series. It's weird because we're in the middle of trash everywhere, yet it's one of the more visually stunning shows of the season. And I kind of like the almost Eren Yeager mindset of like, hey, the trash bees mostly stick to their area, but sometimes they do wander into the city. Well, why don't you just like gate it all off? People don't want to live behind walls and be caged in. Eren Yeager would approve. We ain't cattle, that's for damn sure. There's so much with the world building and the power system that I think out of any show this season, this one probably has the most interesting at face value system that I'm so interested in exploring. While I don't know anything about the production details, like behind the scenes rumors or anything, so I can't say if this has a healthy production schedule. But if they can manage the show looking like this the entire way through, action, character model consistency, background details, the special effects for like the dust and everything, there's so much to appreciate on a visual level. Add in everything that I'm loving about the characters and the personal stories. And honestly, I wasn't expecting the humor to be this good. Like, there was some trollish nature when it came to Engine as a character in episode 2, but it wasn't like funny. This episode made me bust out laughing, even before the shit stick reveal. The face and everything, like, there's so much to have fun with this show. It feels unapologetically anime, but it also feels like it comes from an era of when, like, Cowboy Bebop or Trigun was airing, you know what I mean? Like, it has that more gritty old school feel, and I think it's going to be an absolute blast to follow. I thought it was one of the strongest shows after the first couple of episodes. Episode 3, while it didn't need to prove anything, it felt like it proved something to me. And at this point, yeah, it's within my top 5 of the season. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I won't be shocked if I come out of this anime season saying it's among like the top 10 shows I've watched this year. Not gonna lie. You let me know what you thought down below. I can't wait for at least 1 to probably 12 people to get baited by the fact that they thought I was insulting it. But it's objectively true. This is the shittiest episode of the season. Just not in the way you thought. Let me know your feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. And Patrons, where you catch my full live reactions and exclusives like, hey, I give video shoutouts to all my patrons. So today we got Paul Tar, Claire, A, Edvar, Golden Angel 1517, Ulcerin, Ashura, Thrilled Access 709, and we also have Proof Space. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.